We're in Lubbock, Texas on 98th Street between Slide and Frankford. Just to give you a little background information on this location, there was a sewage main buried under what is now 98th Street. However, when they buried it, they did not sufficiently compact the soil, and as a result, there are large depressions up and down this section of 98th Street. We'd like to point out a couple things. First of all, where you see the vegetation start over on the other side of the road, you should still be seeing curb. The second thing we'd like to point out, you'll notice that sidewalk there has a pretty noticeable slope to it. It actually drops well below where it should, much closer to the surface of the road. The third thing we'd like to point out from here are all the empty lots. And they go for quite a ways down 98th. What happened was the company that was originally responsible for making the repairs on this problem had to buy the houses and move them because all their foundations were starting to fail or shift. There have been several attempts to correct this problem, one of which was the injection of grout directly into the soil to try and stabilize it. Obviously that didn't work, and the current plan now is to just dig it up, start over from scratch, and compact it correctly this time. We're now standing on the south side of 98th at the edge of one of these depressions, and the first and most obvious thing we like to point out from here is the rather large accumulation of water in this particular depression. We just had a rain about 2 days ago, and as you can see, a lot of it's still here. If you were to come when it was dry, you'd notice a large buildup of soil here in this depression. Obviously what this is indicating is that water is allowed to come in but not allowed to leave. Not a good situation for any road. The second thing we like to point out are these large cracks. They basically go around the circumference of the depression and then right about where 98th meets the crossroad. Again, we're really dealing with two distinct but related issues here: soil compaction and soil compressibility and settling. I mean, as we know, soil compaction reduces compressibility, but because the soil over this particular sewage main was not properly compacted, it had high enough compressibility to settle and to form under the weight of the road and the traffic. As a result, a large section of 98th has been rendered unserviceable, and as you can see, multiple families and dwellings have been displaced. Not a good situation.